Alright, well today in the cat's kitchen we are going to compare a couple of coffee machines. Now, everybody knows that Americans drink a lot of coffee, and everybody may not know that amateur radio operators are usually sitting behind a radio and they're drinking a cup of coffee. So I don't typically do that, but I do like my coffee like most Americans. And we're going to compare three very popular machines. We have a couple of other ones that are not in the view of the camera. But the standard machine, quote, Mr. Coffee type machines have been around for years. This particular one's a Cuisinart. This machine, you have to have the coffee already ground up. And what it is basically you fill up your coffee, you fill this up with water, you put your coffee filter into here, the amount of coffee, pour the water into here, and then turn it on and let it drip, kind of like the old percolator. Now, interesting thing about the Cuisinart is that this is a very popular unit. When they first came out, they were all stainless. That means the back as well. But then somebody got smart and said, we'll save some money, and then only put 3 sides, kind of like a house, you know. Somebody said, well, we don't need 4-sided brick homes when we can do 3. Nobody ever sees the back, and we'll save a lot of money, charge the same thing, and make more profit. So that's kind of what Cuisinart did. Here's your 3-sided brick home now, which is okay because they did a couple other cool things too. Now, this particular machine, some of the models came with a metal filter. It's very fine, it's gold, they say. But here's the issue with that. A lot of people don't realize that coffee has a lot of oils in it. Okay, what's the big deal with that? Well, there is a big deal with that because the paper filters, and I'll get you one just to show you. The paper filters that, I think this is a number 4, paper filters that go into this machine absorb some of the oils. We may say, well, what's the big deal about that? Well, when you drink those oils, it has a tremendous effect on your cholesterol, especially your triglycerides. So what they found was, and I personally have tried this, is that if you don't use the paper filter, your body's getting more oils. Therefore, if you have a tendency to have a cholesterol problem, or even if you don't, you could start to have a cholesterol problem. So the point is, I would recommend using the paper filters. You can get them at Costco, like 300 of them for $7 or something. They're not expensive, and it will help your cholesterol too. So, you know, the caffeine, that's another issue. Even if you drink decaffeinated coffee, the beans will have oils, especially if you grind your own. Those oils are part of the bean, and it helps keep it fresh, but you will get those oils. So one point, if you use this machine, you can use pretty much any kind of coffee in here. Personally, I like to always push the button that says 1 to 4 cups. The reason being is, even if you're making 10 cups, 12 cups, whatever your capacity is, by pushing 1 to 4, all it does is slow down the water flow. So therefore you get a better brewed coffee because it's slower. If you do not push the 1 to 4, the slow button, the water comes through faster. This also can allow you to use less coffee grinds in your machine. So I know they say 1 cup per 1 tablespoon, or a little thing that comes with the coffee machine. But I have actually found that for 10 cups of coffee, you can get away with 5 or 6 of the scoopers. We'll show you that too. Of the scoopers, I thought I was going to show you. Yeah, I wasn't going to show you. Anyways, this is one of the ones that you can get that come in them. But you can use almost half the number recommended, and if you use the slow button, the coffee will turn out just as good. So a little point to save money, because coffee has gone up tremendously in cost. So as far as for your money and price per cup, this is going to be your best value by far. Now, a few years ago, there was a machine that came out maybe about the same time as the Kerwig, which we've all heard of with the little plastic things. But this particular machine maybe you have not seen, and this is called the Flavia machine. So you even have a cup that says Flavia. These little things are pretty cool. When you buy them, they usually come in a little rack like this because they have these in commercial applications too. But they are basically a system that's similar to the Kerwig, and I'll show you this up close. And what this allows you to do is have 1 cup of coffee per container. These are actually better priced than the Kerwig. They have a lot of different flavors. This is called the house blend. It's a very good coffee. And they also have at the bottom a little strength force. And you see down there how it has number 3, 1 to 5. So 5 would be like your espressos and that kind of thing. Now these are very easy to use. They slide into the machine like so, and then when you close the door, it pops the opening. Okay? The switch is on the back for on-off. Your container for water is in the back. This can be removed. So to make it easy, you can take this over to the sink and fill it, and then all you do is you come back and you slide it onto the machine and down. And then the top of this has a selector switch for the amount of coffee that you'll brew. Most people want to get more for their money, so I'd recommend putting it on the largest round button. And then at the top, and I'll bring the camera and show you this in a minute, there are 3 lights. The main one in the center is coffee/tea. This is the main one that you will use. You will push this button. When these lights stop flashing, they become solid. You'll push that, and then it'll give you the amount of coffee that you selected with the rotating knob up top. To the left is something called Choco or Cocoa or Other. Or actually, I think it stands for chocolate. So if you're going to do a chocolate, hot chocolate, then you'll put it on that. And the Other allows you to do something other. I honestly don't know what it is. But then over here it says frothy 2-pack. If you want a cappuccino or a frothy type coffee, you will push this one, and you'll have, at first you will not have the coffee, you'll have something, another type thing. It's called creamy topping. I think they changed the name, maybe something else, but what it does is basically it's a milk-like topping that will go first into your coffee cup. Once it starts flashing again, or excuse me, after it stops flashing and it's solid, you take that out, toss it in the garbage, then you put your coffee in and push the same button again. Then your coffee will go on top of it and it'll come out like a latte or a cappuccino. It really works good, and I think you'd be surprised. A lot of times you don't even need to add sugar because they're so sweet. The machine has a removable bottom for catching the overflow. We always use just a bigger type cup. And this one actually has an adjustable head too. So I'm going to pick up the camera and just show you the top that I'm talking about here. Here you can see what I'm talking about. And just so you can see they're solid now, that's off. When you first turn it on, they will flash. But it's already hot. So, and here's your adjustment. This is the smallest amount of coffee, and this is the largest. Okay? If you have extra, if you use a larger cup, then the good thing is you can just reheat it or fill up your other cup from the large cup. Alright? So again, this is called the Flavia machine, and you can get these online or different stores. They still are very, very popular. And these are actually more economical than the most famous one, and that is the Kerwig. This machine is the premium machine. Again, it has a button in the back. If you turn it on, it will take it a few minutes to become ready. As you see, it says not ready. The container for the water here is to the side. You see right here, you can fill it in this way, or just like the Flavia, this whole compartment will pick up, and then you can fill it. You can fill it from your refrigerator if you'd like, or you can fill it from the sink. Coffee will be better with filtered water, of course, and so you can fill it easily by taking this top off. When you put it back onto the stand, just make sure in the back it clicks, and that will make sure that it's there. All right, the cool thing about this is these are the famous little containers. Something a little neat too. This is what we chose instead of the shelf that you put this on top of, which collects dust and is dirty. This goes out of the way. You can obtain this on Amazon.com. It's 20-something bucks. It's really neat. Also, just to pull it down, you get all your coffees right there. Here's something new. This is the standard type. Let's get you a white one so you can see. That beeping is the male. So this is what we standard see with the Kerwig. When you put it in, two holes are popped. One in the center, and then one right down here. There's a sharp thing that punctures the bottom. In the inside, there's coffee in the top and a filter in the bottom. So it goes, the water will go through and make the appropriate amount of coffee, which of course if you go to your menu button, you can pick your size as well. As you see here, it goes all the way from a teetotaling British size to American Whopper Jumbo size, which is of course what I like. Something new that's come out is a different type of container for the Kerwig. This one's of course from San Francisco, where all the what do you call it, environmentalists are. And look, there's no plastic on the bottom. Amazing, huh? So it doesn't have to pop the plastic. And this is again your paper. This will filter the oils out we were talking about earlier. And then you just put down in there, and instead of popping two holes, it only pop a hole in the top. And the hole in the top will of course allow the water to go in, and then it'll filter through here. These work very good. This is a little bit of a strong type coffee. These are made in all kinds of flavors. We have gingerbread, we have French roast, and I thought there was a French toast or something. I don't know, but some of these flavors I personally don't care for. The donut shop is a good one. The Newman's Own is actually a good type of coffee as well. This does not have an adjustable head like the Flavia. However, if you're going to use a bigger type, you see here, this will not fit, but it's very simple with this machine. You just pull that out of the way, the bottom, and you put it right underneath, and it usually fits pretty much any big mug or anything substantial in size. This only serves as an overflow, just like the other one, just like the Flavia, so no difference there. This machine does have timers, clocks, and all that, brew time, so you can set it. The Flavia, at least this model, they may have a new one, but this does not have any electronics, so you don't have a clock or anything. Believe it or not, the old style, most of them do have some kind of clock or anything. This is about $50 at Costco now. When they first came out, they were about $100 bucks, a little over 100, so it dropped about half in price. Of course, a few other things that you don't get, like I said, the stainless back, and I don't think for the 50 bucks you get the reusable filter, but I do not recommend those just for health purposes. So these are 3 coffee makers. If you have any questions, you can put them in the comment section below. I'll try to answer them. We do have also an espresso type machine, and then we have a professional machine right here. It's called Italiano by Seiko. It's actually a cappuccino maker, espresso. It has no filters in it. It's just like the kind they use at Starbucks and that kind of thing. And if you also notice, our motif here in the kitchen is coffee, cappuccino, mocha, latte, whatever the other cafe, point to vita, espresso, you know. So we have a whole coffee theme going in our kitchen because we do like coffee. And in fact, in our breakfast room here, you'll see a painting. This was actually done by someone in the family who's a very good artist. And if you're interested in those paintings, we can arrange for whatever you like. Flowers, coffee pots, farms, abstract, etc., etc. And just to show you another one so you can see real quick, this is a cool one. This is one of my favorites. It's a just a abstract painting. It's really cool. I love this. I love the colors, and it's just a really cool painting. So we've got a lot of those around. I was going to show another one. Actually, let's see if we can zoom in on this one. This is another one. Really cool. This was actually used from a Magic Life celebration. I think it was a fundraising. It says September 23rd, 2001. Actually, it's kind of weird because that was just a short time after 9/11, but it says on there actually the artist's name is actually my mom. But these are very nice paintings, and they're very desirable, and people really like them. So going back into the kitchen here, we'll finish up the coffee, and it's kind of late in the day now for our caffeine, and I had too much already, but I may have a decaf. And if again you have any questions, just let me know. I'll be happy to try to answer whatever I can. So I've got some videos on ham radio. I got some videos on cats. I got some videos on all kinds of variety of topics. And then my wife, she has her YouTube channel called Crafty Kraut. Yes, she's German, and that's Crafty C, Crafty, and then Kraut, all one word, K for Kraut. Crafty Kraut, one word. She has sewing, serger machine, all those kind of videos. She's very talented, and she's a very good cook for all kinds of food. So, as the hams say, 73s means goodbye, best wishes, and we'll see you in the next video.